Hello, welcome to the channel and thanks for joining me. Today we're taking a look at this Parker Brothers bank shot game from 1980. Its colours would have you think it's probably 1970s, but it is dated as 1980 on the battery cover. And Parker Brothers, I believe, were purchased by Hasbro in the early 90s and maybe merged with Milton Bradley. I could be wrong, so they're kind of still going in one guise or another. Now, this particular game came as part of a job lot that I featured on an unboxing video recently, and we're doing a little project here. I think we had Entech Stargate, we had this one, we had Munchman, Firefox and Astro Wars, I believe. So I'm working my way through those and doing a quick video stroke show and tell service repair video on each of those. But I've never had one of these in before, got no idea whether or not we can get it working today, but if in any event we'll have a little play with it and see what's what. Now, the battery terminals aren't the cleanest, but I did give them a very cursory look on the unboxing video when we did the first appraisal of this, and I put some batteries in and couldn't get it to work. All there is in here is a power adapter, socket and an on-off switch. So there might be an issue with the switch, it could be an issue with dirty contacts, might even be an issue with a transistor or a diode inside, I guess. In any event, it didn't work, and I didn't want to try the adapter because I wasn't sure if it was positive or negative center on this. So before we do anything too clever, I just want to sort of crack it open, see if we can open it up, have a look at what's inside, maybe inject some voltage directly onto the board, see if it works, rule out whether it's actually a mechanical issue with the power supply or whether we've got an electronic issue with it. So it looks like there's only 4 screws to undo. Oh yeah, this has never been opened. Did you hear that rather satisfying click? And look, remember when games were held together with screws as big as mealworms? There you go. Nice. Don't make them like that anymore, so they say. Here we go, another one. Yes. It's lovely, isn't it? 44 years since these screws were inserted. And now some numpties undoing them. There we go. Lovely. Yeah, so I don't think anyone's ever even tried to repair this. Now, what do we know? Well, we got 6... nope, 3 buttons. I thought it might have been... Yeah, I wasn't sure if this was a button, but it's actually just a badge, this cue ball one on the edge. It's pretty dirty. It will need a good polish a bit later. But let's have a look. Any other screws? No. Oh, this could just all pop out everywhere. I can't see where this might it unclips from that side. Right, okay, so it unclips from the power button side. And in here, there we go. Nothing that we wouldn't expect, I guess, to be honest, in some respects. We've got, oh, it's actually a real speaker in there, look. Wow, okay. Tiny little pancake speaker, but that's cool. Right, so what have we got here then? Essentially, we've got the negative and positive leads from the battery terminals going directly onto the board. We've got a couple of electrolytic capacitors just there, 3 microchips, the on-off switch itself, and then a bunch of resistors and transistors for the purposes of turning the LEDs on or off. There is also a ribbon cable. Right, what does that do? I see the buttons are held together in groups of 3, so that's going to be easy for cleaning later. Okay, so we've got these old flexi buttons on here, just like the Atari joysticks and things like that. Righty-ho, so what I'll do is have a little look through in a minute, see if any of these ribbons are problematic, check the transistors, check these caps, check the switch. First thing we'll do though, I think, is put some power in. So on is towards the power jack, so it's off at the moment, and just going to put some power directly onto the clean parts of the battery terminal, see if anything happens. And we'll power this on. Yep, there we go. Nice. And I can see a flashing LED. I don't know if you can see that. So what have we got? I don't know what these buttons do. I'm going to tip them out. Here they fall. Select. Okay, ball up, ball over. Okay, so what's good is, I don't know if you won't see that, I think, with the refresh rate on here, but I've definitely got a group of 3, 2, 1. So we've got 6 pyramid of balls. We've got a cue ball there. That's the angle button, I think. Aim. Yep, okay. Press aim. Then we press the angle. Then we press shoot. And is that right? Go. Okay, so it's hitting the... Oh, it's too weak. So there must be something I can do to... There we go, just broken off. Okay, all you can probably see, and I'm looking in the monitor, is a whole point of squiggly little lights coming on and off. But let me reassure you, they are static to the naked eye. Good. Well, this isn't going to be too much of a fix, I think. So, more of a show and tell as much as anything else. So what I've noticed is there's a bit of a break in the insulation just in there for the power, the positive cable. Radio. So putting power in directly is making it work. So it is literally just dirty battery contacts. So we're going to give them a proper good clean. But as I say, we've got the old little flip switches there, LED array just there, controlled by these microprocessors, and then the transistors and resistors that are controlling the flow, the current to those LEDs. Yep, switch is okay there. What I'll just check in a minute is the polarity for the power jack, and then we'll know that for future reference. Give all this a nice good clean. There's your grotty pool table. Looks like that's been in a pub for 40 years. So we'll polish that up as well. Happy days. Right, let's get on with this then. Okay, so the first thing I want to do then is just check, because we know we've actually got power coming in to the board. So I just want to see if it's negative or positive earth while we're here, or positive pin I should say. So the positive is that one there, which is going to both of those terminals. The negative is going to these, so that should go to that one, but it's not. Oh, hang on a minute, that's loose. Ooh, okay, that adapter jack is actually really loose. Gosh, that's wobbly. Yeah, that's almost hanging out actually, so that's not going to help anything, to be fair. That's probably what it is. There might be a break in the circuit because of that. So what I'll do is get the soldering iron. Let's just remove this jack, have a little look at it while we're here, then we'll get it back in and try again. And just like that, it's away. Right, so what can we see? Right, let's have a little look with the old continuity a minute, see what's what with this. So we've got these two are continuous and the top two are not. The outside is continuous with okay, well, let's get this back on then. Let's get this back on. Rightio, well, I've got an adapter that's the right polarity and size, and I've set that for 9 volts. I say I've set it for 9 volts. It's one of those multi-voltage ones that came actually with the game. So, not this game, a different one. So it's anybody's guess. Well, let's put in like 9.3. So yeah, I'll go with that. 9.3, and just to reiterate, it is positive on the tip. So with that in mind, if I plug this in, see if we can see anything happening here. Ah, power switch. There we go. Okay, so that's working all right now. We've got the 9 volts power into that, and as before, I've got no idea what I'm doing. Okay, well, it's just set the new game up again, so I'm happy with that. So that's okay, we know that works. And I'll just remove the power supply again. Next thing though is to try and get it working on the batteries if we can, plus also there is that horrible little nick in the insulation just there as well on the positive cable. It looks like that would have been done at the factory, which is weird because it certainly didn't seem like anyone had been in there before, unless of course it gave up the ghost early on in its time. And if that's the case, maybe somebody did try and have a look at it and then just trapped the cable when they reassembled it, realising that they couldn't fix it. I'm just going to put a blue dot just on there, and actually I'll put an R for red. Why I didn't use plus and minus is anybody's guess. Normally I just colour code them, you see, but I've only got that one Sharpie to hand. So okay, what I wanted to do was remove these two. Just gently get this away. Same for the, there we go, good. A bit tricky to get them back on, I should imagine. Need tweezers for that. Right, so there's the board with the speaker. Put that just to one side. I've given the battery contacts a further clean up in situ. I think that's all they really need. It's one of these ridiculous battery covers that, some of these really were quite tricky back in the day, were they not? Right, okay, so voltage, and we'll try this, and I'm looking for round about 9 volts, give or take, at the terminals. And no. Ah, there, yes. There, yes. But there, no. Weird. Okay, so the voltage is making its way all the way through the interconnects, but for some reason... Right, okay, so if that's the case, is it a bent pin or that dirty contact just there? Let me just try something. If I can just wedge that against the battery, I can then test that against there. Still not liking it, is it? This way you need 6 hands now. Yeah, there we go. Getting my 9 volts there. So something's going on. Capacitors all over the floor from a different project. But basically something's going on over on this side. So we'll come back to that in a second. Right, what's going on with this? What's going on? That one is not continuous with, let me just check again. Yeah, that one and that one are continuous. That one and that one are not. Neither are they supposed to be. But for some reason, but that should be continuous with that. So why is it not getting the voltage, unless it's to do with the pressure on the other side? Maybe that pin there needs bending out a touch. That might be it. Might not be it. Wish I had something to get underneath that. I'm sorting my other workshop out at the moment, and I've got some proper little hook picks somewhere. I don't know where I've put them. Right, let's just bend that just slightly. Right, okay, let's try this again. 1, 2. Should do a stairs here and just throw them in, really. Aha, like that. Right, good. Let's try this again. Are we getting voltage? Okay, so we're getting 5 volts, 3 volts. Yeah, see what's going on. It's getting 7.5 volts to there. Maybe they're all a little bit squashed back and need pushing out a touch. I'll try and figure this out and I'll be back shortly. Right, I've just bent all the springs back a little bit, and yeah, 9.2 volts. So that's what it was then. So I think the battery terminals were a bit corroded. They were also bent sort of too far back so that they weren't engaging and pushing fully. See my little hand signals there? So yeah, essentially the batteries take up, you know, X amount of length, but if there's no pressure from the springs, you can't engage them fully and get the full voltage through. So I think that was the issue. Good stuff. Right, I'm just going to put a little bit of heat shrink on this positive cable, give everything else a clean here and a polish, and you know what, I reckon it'll be time for a final reveal. So here it is then, bank shot from Parker Brothers, all the way from 1980. And despite being 44 years old, I really am quite taken with this. It's a pretty cool bit of kit. Really do like it, I have to say, as simple as it is. Now, ironically, out of the mixed box of untested vintage games that I got from eBay, and do check out the original unboxing videos and indeed the precursors to this one, the other ones have kind of needed a general refurbishment, deep clean, battery covers, that kind of thing. And ironically, although this was the most complete and probably in the best and cleanest overall condition, it didn't work. And so far, it's the only one of the lot that didn't really work, to be fair. And why was that then? Well, the battery springs were corroded a little bit, so we've cleaned those up and also bent the springs back out a bit because they were a bit flat over all the use. One of the power leads from the battery terminals had a nick in it as well, so I've just put some heat shrink over that to protect it from shorting against the board. I don't know how or when that would have happened, because the clicks from the screws originally tended to suggest that this had never been opened before, so it may or may not have been a factory issue, I don't know. Also, the power supply jack was loose. That had got properly dry joints and it practically did almost fall out, I have to say. And so I've cleaned those contacts up and reflowed those. I'm trying to think what else. Really just given it a deep clean and a polish. So is it the best game in the world? Well, of course it's not. It's a LED game from 1980 and I don't even know how to play it, to be fair. But I have got batteries in, and just to show that it's working, I'll turn the lights off and we'll have a little look at it. You may just see flashes. I'll see a steady light, of course. But there we go, and we'll select. There we go. Now that's building up a brake there, a little pull triangle, and the cue ball just there. There's my aim, and I don't know, shoot. I'm not sure how much power. Oh, not enough power in that one. So I didn't even make it to the triangle. So we'll try that again. Straight down the middle. Yes. Oh, it was a bit rubbish, wasn't it? Did I put one? Let's go again. Yeah, that scatters them a little bit. I've got no idea. It's fairly complicated by the looks of it. You've got your... Ah, there's your angle. So you move your angle around. And... there we go. Shoot. Oh, nearly. Just missed the middle pocket. I guess it's quite tricky, actually, to be fair. Oh, you've got ball up, ball over. Oh, that's okay. I get that. So that's how to choose the object ball. Anyway, I'm wittering on here. Let's get these lights back on. At which point this will all start flashing to you, I would imagine, because of the shutter speed. So I'll turn that off. But there it is. Beautiful bit of kit from Parker Brothers. Bank shot from 1980. Thanks ever so much for watching. That's 4 for 4 now from that untested batch that I got from eBay. All I've got left now is, in fact, I've got it to hand because I'm going to be doing this one shortly. This dirty old Entex from Stargate. Or even Stargate from Entex. There you go. So this one's coming next. Keep an eye out for that. Check out the other ones on Firefox, Astro Wars and Munchman. But there you go. As I say, 4 from 4. So I'll take it. Thanks very much for watching. Check out some of my other videos. I'll be back soon. But in the meantime, you guys look after yourself. See you then. Bye bye for now.